Hi there, my name's Ben, and today we're going to tackle another question. This is probably going to evolve into a hot take, so get ready for it. Is vacation overrated? Now, before I immediately hop into my yes and no answers, firstly, we have to define what exactly vacation is. So, Google defines a vacation as an extended period of leisure and recreation, especially spent away from home or in traveling. So now that we have our working definition, I also do want to say that most people, at least that I've spoken to, have a tendency to associate vacation with rest and being indolent. And for me, I find this completely unacceptable. And I think that is part of the problem of vacation as an institution, as a thing in and of itself. It's something that lazy people look forward to, and where they can just do nothing and they don't have to work. They don't have to, they can just completely abdicate their responsibility and so on and so forth, and just do nothing. Now, yeah, I don't necessarily agree with that. I think that it's, if that's what you're using your vacation for, obviously all the power to you, but it's kind of pointless. Like, why would you want to not do anything? But then again, that's what we're going to try to explore. I have no clue why someone would think that, but that's just me. So I'm going to go into 3 reasons as to why I think vacation as an institution is extremely overrated. Number 1, home is where all of your routine and your responsibilities are for the most part, and being away from it for an extended period of time where you're not doing anything, again, like I mentioned previously, is tantamount to the abdication of your responsibility. And while I'm not saying, if anything, I've said in my previous videos that, taking a rest is very, very important and a celebration is very, very important, I still stand by that. But when you're at rest, you're still doing stuff. You're still maintaining what you've got. Let's say if you have, and the example that I used in my previous video was, if you manage to get your revenue stream up for your business from 4 figures to 6 figures a month, you're not just going to be, okay, yeah, we can take our foot off the pedal and everything. No, you want to maintain that for as much as possible. So having an extended period of time where you're indolent and you're not doing anything can actually be really harmful to you, at least according to me. That's what I think. Number 2, while it's sometimes helpful to be in new surroundings, behaviors do not change just because your location changes. Chances are, if you were lazy at home, you are going to be lazy on vacation. If you're productive at home, you're probably going to be somewhat productive on vacation. And this is something actually that one of my old bosses taught me when I was working in the fitness industry. He was getting us ready to open up a new club, and I really, really appreciate this teaching that he gave us. And he said, look, locations can change. Locations do change. We're opening up a brand new gym, right? He said, but behaviors do not change just because the location does. That's why it's important for you to already have your good habits locked in, ready, waiting to go. So then that way, when you do change the location, you can hit the ground running. You don't have to relearn anything, and you already have that built up momentum. Now, of course, being a young guy, I was like, okay, yeah, whatever, sure. But now, actually looking back on it, that was probably one of the best pieces of training that I ever received. And yeah, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Jake, for that. Shout out to the big homie. But that's why I use this in here as my second reason. So just because you're on vacation doesn't mean that the routine stops. Doesn't mean that you don't have any responsibilities, right? Those are all still waiting for you. So you have to, it's incumbent on you, I would say, to continue your routine going, even if you're in a new location, even if you're in a different environment, even if you're quote unquote on vacation. Like, let's say if you're going and visiting a new spot. I'm currently on vacation myself. That's not going to stop me from exercising. That's not going to stop me from brushing my teeth. It's not going to stop me from taking a shower. It's not going to stop me from, eating a specific amount of calories. It's not going to stop me from completing some work that I have to do. It's not going to stop me from making videos. So it's in that sort of a sense. You may, some people may think, oh my God, but isn't the whole purpose of vacation to to be leisurely? Absolutely it is, of course. But there's a time and a place for that when you're on vacation. Anyway. Number 3, it takes time to build up momentum again after a long period of indolence, which is what most people do on vacation. We've all been to an all-inclusive resort where we just drink beer, we eat as much as we want, we lie down on the beach, we soak up the sun, and it's great. It's a lot of fun. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But there's a reason why the all-inclusive packages only happen for 5 days, for a week. Imagine a whole life of that. That would be terrible. I can't think of a worse way to spend one's time. But, that said, I'm sure some people love it. That's why they go every single spring break. That's why they go every Christmas, so on and so forth, to get away from it. And I get it. But at the same time, if you're constantly stopping and starting, you're not going to get very far doing that. It's like if you're driving your car and it keeps stopping, it keeps stalling out, and then you have to pop the hood and try to figure out what's on the go with it, and then you have to start it up again. It takes time to build up the speed, and then eventually you're going to get delayed because oh crap, the car is stalled. Now we have to fix it. So yeah. I don't really enjoy that aspect of vacation where I'm not necessarily doing anything. It's nice to have a day or so where you're sort of just like, okay, let me not do anything. Let me not answer my phone, write or work or do whatever else. Or even do chores. Let me just chill out, not do anything. And those days can be beneficial, but by and large, I think they're massively overrated, just like I think vacation as a concept is massively overrated. So I'm going to offer 3 alternatives to what I do when I'm on vacation to sort of stave off this rot that sets in. And I told you this was going to be a hot take, but this is the 3 stuff that I do when I'm on vacation. So number 1, I explore. Usually by foot as well, because the way that the car rentals these days are, the prices, I'm not poor, but geez, it's ridiculous. Almost $1,000 for a week. You can buy a beater for half that. So I explore, usually by foot. Keeps me active, keeps me, and it keeps me healthy in a certain sense. But also you get to see cool sights. You could stumble across a really cool restaurant or a cool art gallery or something. There's something to do when you go out and explore, right? It's great photo opportunities, great everything opportunities if you just go out and find them. So that's number 1 that I do. I go out and explore, usually by foot. Number 2, I try to stick to my routine as much as possible. So that means I'm going to the gym if I can. I'm tracking my calories if I can. I sort of screwed up and I forgot to bring my scale with me on this vacation, but I bought another one. It's all good. So I track my calories, I exercise, make sure to get my water in. If I have little projects that I'm working on, I make sure that I'm at least doing a little bit of work on those, just so that way when I get back, I don't have a mountain of stuff waiting in my inbox. And I can actually, it helps to sort of break up the leisure for me as well. And then number 3, most important one is I try to keep my vacations at a reasonable length. So I'm usually they're around a week or so. This one's perhaps going to be a little bit longer. But at the same time, it's all about knowing, okay, I have a hard start date and I have a hard end date. Everything in between, I'm still going to keep with my routine and whatever, but I can actually go out and explore while still being productive. So keeping it at a reasonable length is really, really important. I wouldn't necessarily want to have a 3-month long vacation. I wouldn't want to have a 4-month long summer stuff. Because I remember being a kid and having summer vacation when you're away from school, and it's okay, yeah, great. You don't have to do school anymore, but what now? There's only so much running around and hanging out at the house and video games that you can play. Eventually you're going to get bored. And then by the time your school's about to start again, you're almost begging to go back, right? And to see your friends. So yeah, those are the 3 things that I do. To sort of stave off the rot of indolence that sets in during some vacations. I do my best to explore by foot. I do my best to stick to my routine as much as I can, and I keep it at a reasonable length. So those I find have really, really helped me to sort of stay on track and to make sure that once I get back home, I can hit the ground running. I'm okay, it's nice. I had fun. I recharged. I got to see some new sights, meet some new people, or meet some old friends. But now I'm ready to go. I'm not sluggish as soon as I get up, as soon as I get back to work. So let me know what your thoughts were. Do you go on vacation? If so, where do you go? Do you prefer to travel domestically or internationally? Is my take controversial? Do you have a defense of the institution of vacation? Please let me know in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.